Now more than ever, people are turning to live streaming as a source of entertainment, education, worship, socializing, and even work. In fact, with the right live stream setup, many of the activities that require you to leave your house can now be experienced and enjoyed from the comfort of your home. And if you're a content creator, live streaming is a must-have as it gives you access to a huge audience as well as a platform to share your content with the world. Deciding which content to live stream is up to you, but figuring out how to live stream is where I come in. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Shared Moments with Justus, for all the cutting-edge reviews, tutorials, and inspirational moments. If you haven't subscribed yet, kindly subscribe and hit on the bell so that you get all the notifications every time I upload a new video. If you're struggling to put up an effective streaming infrastructure for yourself, or for your church or even institution, just to adjust to these changing times, I'm here to help you with the basics. Basically, with just a phone and internet connection, you can go live. But I want to talk about a slightly different or detailed live stream setup. The first thing you need is a computer. A computer acts as a hub for your live stream, so it's very key in terms of live streaming setup. You can use either a Mac or a PC. Both work well. Just make sure that your computer has a reliable internet connection. If possible, have a standalone internet connection that is dedicated for your live stream so that you don't have any glitches or lag in your feed. The next thing you need is a video source. You need a camera. There are so many inexpensive camcorder options available. Remember, your camera will be sending the video feed to your laptop through a video capture device. Most professional cameras won't send a video feed to the laptop through a USB connection, so that's why you need a video capture device to facilitate this. Alternatively, you can buy a camera that has the USB functionality built into it so that you don't need a separate capture device. A good example of this is the PTZ Optics Zoom camera. This is an ideal camera, especially if you're running a single camera setup. I'd recommend this camera for church settings due to its ability to operate remotely. It's a camera that you can zoom, you can pan, or you can even tilt just using a remote control. However, if you intend to use multiple cameras, then you need to invest in a video switcher or a streaming device with multiple camera inputs, like the one I'm using here. This is the Atem Mini from the Blackmagic design. Let me just run you through a few of its features because I'll be doing a more detailed review of this particular product later on. So the first thing you notice is the number of inputs this particular device has. It has 4 inputs. 4 HDMI inputs that support up to 1080p video. You also get a USB-C connection, which in turn sends the video feed to your laptop. You also get 2-channel digital audio inputs. The other thing is the ability to use picture-in-picture and chroma key, among other functionalities that this particular product gives you. So, this is the device that will be sending the video feed to my laptop for live streaming. I've got some cameras connected to this Atem Mini already, just for demonstration. So I'll show you how it works. But first, once the video feed gets to your laptop or your computer, you need a software that enables you to configure settings for your live stream session. There are quite a number of options for streaming software as well. If you are just getting started and perhaps you don't have a budget for a streaming software, then just install OBS. It's a free download and very easy to use. I'll also be making a more detailed video in the near future on how to best configure OBS for your live stream. And finally, you need to have a website or a social media account to stream to. This is where you direct your audience to watch you live. Now, that could be on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram, or any other platform that you might decide to use. So let me briefly demonstrate how all this setup works. from the feed coming from the cameras to Atem Mini, and finally to my laptop ready for live stream. So the first thing you need at least is to have a connection from your camera to the Atem Mini. I have two cameras connected to the Atem Mini from using the HDMI connections. So I have two HDMI cables running from my cameras to the inputs, input 1 and input 2 of the Atem Mini. Green is the input that is on standby, meaning that the feed that I'm probably going to switch to next. Red is the input or the camera feed that is already active or live, the one that I'm sending to the laptop. So just so you're not confused about the colors and all that. So assuming I wanted to cut to or to select camera 1 or input number 1, then I just press 1 or I use cut to go to 1. What is being displayed on my screen is the feed from my laptop. So I'm going to switch the connection from the laptop to the Atem Mini output, which is also an HDMI output that supports up to 1080p. Yeah. So immediately I do that, you can see right now camera 2 is active. So the feed that is coming from camera 2 is being displayed on the screen because that is what I have selected. If I choose input number 1, if I click the first time, it will turn green so that it's on standby. Then if I cut, it picks input number 1. That's simple. So if I had 4 cameras, I can be able to choose which camera I want to use at any given time. So it becomes very useful, especially if you're running a multi-camera production. So this is the feed, the same feed you're seeing on the screen is the same feed being sent now to my laptop for live streaming. So what I want to do next, but before I get to the laptop, perhaps it's important to mention that there are so many other functions or features that this particular gadget provides for, and I'll be able to give you a more detailed review later on. But it's good to mention also that a good video goes with good sound. So when you're investing in video, it's good to also think about audio. So there are so many options you have when it comes to getting good audio for your presentations. I have a few options here. There are a few mics I have here on set, but really the choice of the microphone depends on the kind of setup that you have for your live streaming sessions or for your video production needs. So it could be a lapel mic like the one I'm using. I'm using Rode Wireless Go. It's a wireless microphone that is very tiny but very powerful. There's also the option of the Ceremonic Blink 500, which I reviewed, and if you want to look at that, to check out that particular review, the link is here. And there's also an option of using a shotgun mic. If you're probably having a roundtable discussion and you don't want to mic everyone around, you can use a shotgun mic with probably a boom, and that would serve you well. As I mentioned, the feed is being sent or transmitted from the Atem Mini to the laptop for live streaming. Now, the other advantage of Atem Mini is that it comes with its own software, meaning that you can actually manipulate or control the same functions on the laptop without having to touch the Atem Mini itself. So once I open it, you can see already I can be able to do or perform the same functions and more that I would actually do on the hardware itself. For instance, if I wanted to switch to another camera, if you look at this particular red button, it indicates that camera 1 is live. The same thing, if you look at the hardware, camera 1 is live. If I wanted to put camera 2 to go live, all I need to do is come here and click on cut. And once I do that, you can see even on the hardware itself, camera 2 turns red without me having to manually press on the hardware. So very quickly, let me go now to the OBS software, which then now gives us the ability to set up the live stream session for our particular presentation. What you are seeing is the interface when you open OBS. So let's select our input, video capture input or video capture device. When I right click and go to properties, you can see under device, there's a drop down. If I click on this, it already automatically detects two inputs, one from the Blackmagic design, another input from the FaceTime HD camera, which is the inbuilt camera for the laptop. But we want to use the input from the Blackmagic Atem Mini, so I'll select that. Once I do that, immediately you can see it detects the feed that is coming from the Blackmagic Atem Mini. And once you do that, just say OK. So on the left side of the OBS setup or interface is the preview window, and on the right side is the program out. The preview window is basically the window that displays the video before you go live. So anything on the left is still on preview mode and you can be able to adjust a few things. But once you take it to the right on the program mode, then it means that is the feed that you're sending out live. So it needs to be as refined as possible. So for me to take this particular feed to the live mode on the program, I just click here, cut, and that takes it to the live feed. That's simple. But the next thing, of course, you'd want to think about is the audio that is coming through. Click on the add sign, then go to audio input capture. Click on create new and say OK. So under device, you also get all those options that we are interested in, the audio that is coming from the Blackmagic design. So select that, say OK. So there you go, you have your audio and you have your video. The next thing to do will be now to configure our video feed and audio feed for live stream. I go to settings and select stream. This is where now you set up your live stream session and destination. If I click on the drop down menu, you can see there are quite a number of options in terms of destinations or platforms on which you can be able to stream. So assuming you wanted to stream on YouTube, you just select YouTube. For those who've done streaming before, you know that when you go to live stream on YouTube, there's a key that is generated for that particular session. That is the stream key. So that is the key that you will copy and paste it here. So once you paste that key here, then you link OBS feed with that particular live session on YouTube or on Facebook or whichever platform that you have selected. And that's it. Once you paste the stream key here, just say OK, and YouTube will be able to now see or communicate with OBS. You'll be able to see your feed just before you go live. When you're ready, click on Start Streaming. And that's it. You'll be live. Then you can be able to share your link on YouTube or on Facebook, whichever platform you're streaming to, with your audience. So that's it. That's the beginner's guide to live streaming. So if you want real-time help and support when it comes to navigating live streaming options, get in touch with me in the comments section. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of my latest videos. Thanks for watching and see you next time.